You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
Difficulty, and this is in the case that was filed today with the NAACP as one of the partners. They are accusing the Florida legislature and the governor, who acted so fast, by the way, that they made have a bigger impact on all those old white people and military folks in Florida. They accuse them of violating under the Voting Rights Act of acting under color of state law. So, CJ, you're right, brother. I mean, when you say there is intent as it has been expressed, and then there's intent as it has the impact. It can have the impact of being discriminatory. And that's the category where you start talking about decisions that are entirely in the hands of how the judges read the law. That's why stuffing the courts was so important. But you know, when you say that these things are not related, and you may or may not have heard about 45 minutes ago when I talked about the American Legislative Executive Council and the fact that they met, the process working group, in December of 2020, these things are not only related, they are coming out of the same draft legislative playbook. And those who have tried to suppress the vote, and including Hans von Spakovsky, who we saw as one of the main villains in North Carolina, were present at this meeting. So, you know, but I'm willing to give our young brother a little bit of room to grow and learn. He's in Tuscaloosa. My mom's from Alabama. I consider myself an Alabamian as well, in many ways, in addition to being a Tennessean and an adopted Philadelphian. But I will ask you this, brother, and I'm glad we're having this conversation, Roland, because you're not going to see this anywhere else. Certainly wouldn't see it on Fox. I'm glad you don't have Tucker Carlson here, because at that point I might, put my life in danger by coming to join you in the studio, and we might have a different kind of conversation.
Now, you know Tucker's scared to death of me, but go ahead.
Well, of course. Well, he's scared to death of anything. I mean, you would have to be a man to actually lose some fear, or a woman. But either way, Tucker Carlson, you know, CJ, it's cool, brother. You 18. Tucker Carlson has no excuse because he damn near 3 times your age, still acting as if he's an adolescent. But in your case, brother, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. I don't know how much time we have in this conversation.
Go ahead.
You're down in Tuscaloosa. Have you heard of Theta Nu Epsilon, the group that they call the Machine down there on the campus of the University of Alabama?
I'm not familiar with that organization now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm assuming, given your talent, you clearly have talent, that you may decide to run for. No, seriously. I mean, you may decide to run for a campus office. You know, I myself was a student body president. Of course, I went to HBCU, Tennessee State. You plan on running for something while you're down there, brother? I'm
currently a senator in SGA.
Oh, yeah. Very good. So then you're a senator who's never heard of the Machine. Okay. I just want to be clear, because I'm just saying, while you're in Tuscaloosa, I encourage you to be careful. You know, the first black student body president in 1976, Cleo Thomas, when he won, they burned a cross on the campus of the University of Alabama. In fact, they burned a cross in 1986 when I was an undergrad in front of the AKA house. And in fact, as recently as 2018, AL.com did a series of articles called Greek Gods, where they talked about how this confab of white fraternities and sororities on the campus there in Tuscaloosa, the University of Alabama, have worked against any type of racial progress on that campus for years. Now, you don't play football, you don't play basketball, you're not a revenue-generating black on the campus of the University of Alabama. I hope as you're navigating that space in Tuscaloosa, you pay very close attention to how race operates, not in the abstract, but on that campus where you are, brother. And I wish you to continue to learn and grow, because I think you want what I want, what we all want, which is for all of us to be able to be human in the world without anybody oppressing us. And I'm telling you right now, you're in a very dangerous place, in a dangerous campus. Look up the Machine, brother. And then, unless, of course, you're already aware of them and don't want to say it on camera.
What I'll say at that point is our immediate past president was a black man. He was an alpha, actually. Roland will enjoy that.
That's right. Jared Hunter. He was the first African-American student to win the position with the support of the Machine. So maybe y'all already talked.
Well, Jared was far before my time, but I'm talking about our most recent SGA president, who was an alpha. He was our SGA president, and also too, our SGA actually sponsored an event. I haven't met DeMarcus yet, but I will say also SGA.
Ask DeMarcus about the Machine, brother.
I don't know what that is, but I will say the SGA did sponsor an event with Jane Elliott. You know, for any argument to be made that there is a stigma around racial progress or an attempt at it, they literally brought on a racial educator to our campus to give a talk, and so SGA did that. And
did it help?
Yeah, that's the question.
Hey, Jane, how was that talk, Jane? How was that?
How is what? I wasn't understanding what he was saying.
He said that the Student Government Association in Alabama invited you there as a speaker.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Didn't hear it, can't understand it. The sound is really, really bad.
So he said that you spoke at the University of Alabama.
Well, I've spoken at all of them.
Yeah.
I've spoken at all of them. Yeah, I'm sure I've been there. I'm sure I've been threatened with death there. I'm sure I've been taken out of town at midnight because 3 carloads of blacks had to get me out of town, out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. And there I talked to teachers, and they called the superintendent, said, if you don't get that bitch out of town, we're going to shoot her. So 3 carloads of blacks escorted me out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Now, have I had some experiences that you may not have had? What I haven't had is the experiences that your mother has every day. Every day she has to think about what is going to happen to you on the streets in the United States of America, where people are wearing red caps that say, make America great again, but mean, make America hate again. That's what the last 4 years have been about, how to continue to keep people at one another's throats, how to divide and conquer. You need to read the book, When at Times the Mob is Swayed, and find out that the last 4 years have been Hitlerian. And those of us who are my age recognized it immediately and recognized that what was going on was divide and conquer, and it was exactly like what Hitler did. You need to educate yourself, my friend. I know you've been well schooled. You haven't been well educated. Get the book, The Color of Law, and realize, I'm sorry, I would hate to offend you all, but you've been well schooled, but they've done studies in this country that prove that the longer you stay in school, the more bigoted you become, because the longer you are reinforced in the crap that you learned in social studies, grades K through 12. That is not social studies that we teach in the schools in this country. It's anti-social studies, and you better get that into your head, and you better start doing it now. When you walk out on the street, you make good sense, you think, on this program, but you're in danger when you walk out on the streets because people who see you saying these things, some of them are going to hate you for them, and some of them are going to say, well, he's right, but he's black, let's take him on. You are in danger, my friend, because of people who look like me. My son has been beaten and spit on and has had all kinds of stuff. And I finally had to move out of the community because one of the superintendents said, better get your kids out of this school. Why? Because the teachers are trying to destroy them. I've been through things that you'll never go through. However, I will never go through what you have to go through every day. And the worst part of what you're doing right here is protecting the oppressor. You are saying the oppressor is right. As long as there are people who are willing to protect the oppressor, that's how long the oppression will go on. And no matter what name you give it, it is unfair, it is indecent, and you need to realize that you're being used. You are being used by a man who will use anyone to advance his monetary happiness. And that's what it's all about. He will use you. The people who are following him are using you, and you are being used right now. Now, you can say that I'm an old white woman saying these things, and I don't know what I'm talking about. My friend, I suppose, what are you, 20 years old? I was 60 years old when you were born. I know more than you know. I have read more books about the situation that's in this country. Racism is a major item in this country. It impacts every area of our lives. And if you are willing to go along to get along, eventually the people that you are supporting now will drop you. They will drop you so hard and so fast, and you will have nobody to turn to. You need to build a group of people who will understand you and truly accept you, not just who will use you because you are willing to be used.
Well,
CJ, go ahead.
With all due respect, you say I'm protecting the oppressor. Maybe the reality of it is just I'm refusing to be oppressed. I don't wake up every single morning seeing racism in every interaction that I have, or racial bias in every interaction I have.
Hold on, Jane. CJ, go ahead. Jane, you can respond. CJ, go ahead.
I believe that my future is of my own creation. I believe that opportunity is something that I can get as long as I work hard and play by the rules. That's something that I've created for myself. I don't come from the greatest means. I don't come from some rich suburban family. I was born to a single mother who was a high school grad who had me in her senior year of high school. For me to be the first in my family to go to college and to achieve what I have, that's a big deal. And that's not something that's going to be robbed away from me because of any faux racism argument that you're making here. I'm not protecting anyone. I'm simply saying that no one, no big phony white supremacy or whatever any of that is going to stop me from achieving what I want to achieve.
So CJ, you believe that white supremacy in America is phony?
No, I believe that this idea that everything and anything is
No. I didn't know. We didn't say everything. I'm asking you a question. Do you believe that white supremacy in America is real?
I answered the question. I said there are issues with racism still in America today. Did
you have any issue with the Proud Boys, the role they played in the January 6th insurrection, where you also spoke here in D.C.?
With the Proud Boys, I think they're literally minorities who are members of the Proud Boys. So
No. You didn't answer my question. The Proud Boys is a white supremacist organization. The FBI has arrested numerous members because of their involvement, and the Oath Keepers as well. So what I'm asking you, they are individuals who have made it clear they want a race war. So do you condemn that, or are you cool with the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys and their involvement with Republicans, Donald Trump, and the party on January 6th and even before that?
The reality of it is that, at the end of the day, I condemn all acts of violence.
No. I am not. See, that's that general, I condemn all acts of violence. No. I'm asking you a specific question about specific individuals who led the insurrection on January 6th in Washington, D.C., an event where you also spoke. Am I correct? Were you not a speaker on January 6th?
I wasn't speaker.
You was?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you make of Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, and their racism and their involvement in leading an insurrection that attacked Capitol police officers where they tried to actually harm members of Congress?
At the end of the day, from what I saw and from my interactions with, those organizations, and I'm not all too familiar with everything they've ever said, so I'm not going to sit here and defend anything they've ever done or anything they've ever said because I'm not in a position to do that. But what I will say is that I know leaders within those organizations who literally have black wives, who have black children.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you something. That was Thomas Jefferson was raping a black woman who had kids. That don't mean nothing. Let me explain. Do you understand? I've known some white racists. Who had black women as side pieces. That don't mean a damn thing. So just because somebody was black, what I'm still asking you, these were individuals who were part of an insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Do you not say that's not the kind of folks we should be involved with in this country? Those are the kind of folks that should be condemned and put in jail?
Well, I think I answered your question the first time you asked.
Okay, I got it. See, Jane, CJ is actually doing exactly what you said. When you're making excuses, he won't even answer the question because he's afraid to publicly be real, and he wants to make excuses for them.
And he doesn't understand the significance of the noose that they hung while they were committing that insurrection. They hung a noose there. It wasn't for those congressmen. It was to tell the people of color in this country, here's what's coming for you in warning. Make no mistake about that. That was not an accident that they hung a noose.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.